I would like to show you a quick little demonstration on how effective our patented solution for treating acid mine water is. It's a solution Michael Higgins and myself developed several months ago now, specifically for dealing with acid mine water. Now, every mining operation has acid mine water if they're excavating through sulfide rocks, because the combination of those unoxidized sulfide rocks, water and oxygen produces sulfuric acid. And Mick puts them out and let's do a pH test. This is pit water from a mine not too far from where we live here, who has a particular problem. So, is that about a litre? Thank you. Now the pH of this water, right, if I use this little pH meter here and mix using litmus paper, I'm getting a reading of 2.4. What are you getting, Mick?
Around the same.
About 2.4. So it's a fairly acidic state and it's quite corrosive. So if you use this water to wash vehicles, they'd go rusty. If you used it for agriculture, it would destroy any grass or vegetation over a fairly short period of time, because it adjusts the pH in the soil to a point where plants can't, survive in that environment. But what I'm going to do is add a little bit of our solution we patented. There we go. And there's 2.5 cc's there. And you'll notice as soon as I inject this, the water will change colour. The reason it does is all those minerals that are in suspension have now become insoluble and they will settle out. But those minerals contains everything that's in those rocks around that mine area. And it has been suggested that the sludge that this forms actually could contain some rare earth metals, if there were rare earth metals in those rocks. But it settles fairly quickly. It takes about an hour, Mick. And you'll find after it's settled, that water will look like that, where it's crystal clear on the top with all this sediment in the bottom. And that sediment represents what is in suspension in the water, and that's what causes the problem when this is discharged into a river or a creek, because changing the pH of water rapidly will cause fish kills and destroy most marine life. So the process we've got here will very quickly treat that water, and you can treat 1,000 litres an hour, 10,000 litres an hour, 100,000 litres an hour, because this solution is injected into the suction side of a pump, and that water could be pumped into a settling pond. Then that crystal clear water on the top can then be used for, certainly dust suppression around the mine, washing vehicles, certainly coal washing, or any other application in agriculture. So we'll leave that there for a short while. If we can just pause that video, and we'll come back in 1 hour and you'll see the result. About an hour has elapsed since we treated this water here, and could you just do a pH test on there for me? And you'll notice something has changed substantially here. Firstly, all that sediment has settled, and the pH now of that water is up at 7.5, right? So it's neutral. So it's gone from an acid state to a neutral state, and the sediment is reduced at the bottom. So this water now could be used for agriculture, for growing crops. Matter of fact, with a bit of further treatment, that clear water could be used for drinking water. It just need to go through activated carbon, because there still will be some residues in there. But the point is, we're not looking for drinking water here. We're looking to be able to dispose of acid mine water, but this water could now quite comfortably be used to irrigate over land, and that is not fully settled yet. That's only after about 1 hour, so it will settle even further. Matter of fact, if we left it for another hour, I've got one over here we did earlier, there's another jar, and that's pretty well exactly what you could expect to see after about 2 hours. So to treat acid mine water in huge volumes, all you need to do is pump it from the pit. As it's being pumped out of the pit, you inject this solution we've developed into the suction side of the pump, and it'll mix as it's going through the pump, and then discharge it into a large shallow basin, right, a settling pond. The water on the top, you could put a floating suction line on here and actually suck the water off the top, and the sludge at the bottom, you can dry it out, or you could use it for possible retreatment to recover most of those potential materials that's in that water. So that's the system, that's what it is. It's very simple, very effective. The sludge, thanks Mick. We actually have got some sludge here which we filtered out. And just to see if that sludge was active or passive, we put some little seeds on the thing. And you can see those seeds have quite happily sprouted in that sludge. So one application for this could be for using that sludge over the overburden heaps and for revegetation. There's a lot of interesting applications here, but the sludge is passive. It's not an active sludge. But that's what we have. It's a very simple process to treat that water. It doesn't need evaporators or other methods there. It can be quite comfortably treated and reused in and around the mine or for agriculture. Thank you for your time, but that's our process.